Hello everybody and welcome back. We're outside the Sherlock Holmes pub in central London and just going to show you a few details in this very interesting part of London. So there's the great man himself, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, author of the Sherlock Holmes works, and the curator of that character. And this pub is a bit special because on the first floor, I believe, it actually has a recreation of a Holmes type room. So it's both a pub and a museum. So super popular. And there's Dr. Watson, of course. Okay, so let's begin our walk. And liking the detail up there. It's Monday, December the 28th at about, well, just gone 2 o'clock, I think, on the afternoon. Pretty cold, grey, but still day, so no complaints there. And what I'm showing you now is something pretty special. It's the pub, the Ship and Shovel, affiliated to the Badger Brewery, but I think it's possibly the only pub in the whole world in which it's a split premises. So in other words, one side of the pub is on here, is there, and the other side is just there. So that's a bit unusual, and you can see a little bit of the detail in there. So that's just a bit unusual there. And you can see the building is very much in an 18th century style. And show you the lights just up there. And you can see the staircase just there. So this is a bit special in my book, the Ship and Shovel. Okay, and this is the arches just under Charing Cross Station. Nothing open today, of course. And we are now on Villiers Street, which has a pretty decent Christmas decoration display. Show you that. And this pub is quite interesting here. The Princess of Wales, of course. I think that's Princess Alexandra. And just a bit of information on it there. So Villiers Street, just a pretty interesting street, just on the north side of the Thames here. And have to show you detail just there, another one of our blue plaques. And zooming you up there, you've got, of course, Rudyard Kipling. And over here, of course, is Gordon's Wine Bar, and the magnificence of Gordon's Wine Bar is really in the basement, but again it's closed. It's basically just a cellars down there, super atmospheric. In fact, I think it's probably the finest Dickensian interior in all of London. So I do advise you to check that out. Gordon's Wine Bar, established 1890. And if you do go, if it is open, you do go into it, you'll find that they serve sort of fine cheeses and just huge selection of wines, but the cellars in the basement is something else. They need to be seen to be believed. So I highly recommend that. I've just got here Watergate Walk, and in the summer, Gordon's Wine Bar has this terrace, which is always popular, and there's the sign there, Gordon's Wine Bar 1890. But it's really the interior that's just so magnificent. You've got sort of candles down there, and giant bottles of Jeroboams, and wax, sort of hardened wax sort of on the bottles. It just needs to be seen, really. But we'll save that for another time. This is in Victoria Embankment Gardens, which is worth a look. And there's a number of statues here that need to be seen. And the first one is just here. This is Robert Burns, 1759 to 1796. And there's a bit of work from him there. And this is a bit unusual, a soldier on a camel there, and it says, "To the glorious and immortal memory of the officers, NCOs and men of the Imperial Camel Corps, British, Australian, New Zealand and Indian, who fell in action or died of wounds and disease in Egypt, Sinai and Palestine, of course during the Great War, World War I." And there's a long list of names there, so that's a bit special.
astea răpitoare. Și în aia acolo, vă zic eu, aia încălzește apa. Mamă, mă.
And Sir Wilfrid Lawson, Baronet, and showing you a look at him. And Sir Wilfrid Lawson, born 1829, died in 1906, and not a figure I know much about at all, so I'll have to check him up when I get home this evening. And of course, like so much of the parks in central London, you've got these magnificent plane trees, and in the winter you can really see the sort of detail of the sort of skeleton supporting what is in summer the magnificent skin and outer layer. And showing you something just in the center of your picture there, there's of course a sphinx-like animal statue, and that is because next to it is Cleopatra's Needle. But as time is limited today, I shan't go over there, but you can Google up Cleopatra's Needle on the Thames in London and read about that. And that just confirms what I said the other day, that within British history, within the various institutions, especially those connected with economics and finance, you'll find, for reasons that are unknown really to me, a huge amount of Egyptian symbolism and mythology. Pyramids, sphinxes, etc. And here you have Robert Raikes, who was the founder of Sunday School, 1780. So, decent bit of statuary there. And the last bit of work there, there's the bust of Arthur Sullivan, who I think I'm right in saying was creator of a number of operettas. The other half of Gilbert and Sullivan. So that's him there. So not a huge public space, this Victoria Embankment Gardens, but often popular in the warmer and dry summer. And just showing you over there, the river there. But we'll leave that for another time. Oh, there's one more detail just up here. Michael Faraday, scientist, and fittingly he's in front of the Institution of Engineering and Technology. So what we'll do now is we'll go on to the Strand, very famous London street, and one of them that features on the Monopoly board of the Monopoly game. And there's a little bit of that. And as I mentioned before, I do detest the state broadcaster, and the reason being that, in my humble opinion, it does the bidding of the establishment. So although it positions itself, it is seen publicly as being slightly left of centre, and you would think would be a thorn in the side of the establishment. Actually, a deeper thinking or deeper reading of the situation will reveal that quite cleverly it actually backs whatever the government of the day, be it Labour or Conservative, wish to do. And if you don't believe me, I invite you to look into it a lot more. And this is pretty special. We're underneath, or rather we're at the back of the Savoy Hotel, just showing you some details here. And Savoy Way and Savoy buildings. Let's go up here. Yeah, perhaps I phrased that not that accurately. What I meant to say is I absolutely believe that the state broadcaster is the propaganda wing of the British government, whichever party is in power. And I think that can be seen during this current climate. But this is quite interesting. Here in this court in the 18th century stood the Fountain Tavern, where the political opponents of Sir Robert Walpole met using the title of the Fountain Club. So that's kind of interesting, and a bit there. And I have to show you this butcher's just here. This is a bit special. Have a look at that. It's rather cute in my opinion, and there's the meats there. So which way should we go now? I think we'll go up here. And this is a very famous restaurant here. This is Simpson's on the Strand, and for carnivores it offers a pretty good experience. Let's show you some of the mains there. There you've got the 30-day dry-aged roast rib of Scottish beef, which is pretty tasty. And from the early years of its opening, there's a grand cigar divan. So not going to get into all that now, but it's worth reading about Simpsons on the Strand. And you've got this old-fashioned hat makers here. And then of course famous for the many old pubs along here. You've got the Savoy Tap just there, and then the Lyceum Tavern there, and the Wellington just next to it. Like this old sign just there. And there's a great view there of two fantastic London churches. Where I am now is a place called Somerset House, and can't go into the great courtyard, but I'll just poke the camera through the railings. You can see that it is quite a magnificent place, and it's just in there. Got the Christmas tree. There's plenty of statues in there. And it's just magnificent, but again I can't show you too much, but it contains also the Courtauld Gallery, which is a great art gallery in London. So if you are in the capital city and everything is open, maybe one day in the far future, then I recommend the Courtauld Gallery. There's perhaps a better view looking through there. And there's just a couple of stone busts of figures just there. Right, shall we press on? And here you've got also King's College London, and what I like is they've got these things just in front of the college of all the, I'm guessing previous alumni. Yeah, I don't have an opinion on King's College either way. Can't tell you if it's a good choice if you're thinking about coming here, but certainly he's got these great historical connections there. Just a huge number of famous people. Look at those magnificent walls there, so much character. Yeah, I do love a bit of grime covered walls. And indeed there's more on the other side, some slightly more recent figures. The controversial Martin Bashir. And you've got a green plaque just there. Quite often in London you have these heritage plaques on sites or former premises that are now destroyed, so to me that's slightly pointless. But look at this thing here, Piccadilly Railway, Strand station, of course, not in existence these days, but that's little bit special there. And all that there is a little bit of nice green ceramic. And this outside detail. And you have 3 more figures there. earlier in the afternoon I had walked in the opposite direction to how I'm walking right now, and the church on the other side, St Clement Danes, had a sort of bit of bell ringing and some nice tunes. It was playing the Oranges and Lemons song. Those of you may know that. Although, having looked at another church just previously to today, the church associated with that song is not actually St Clement Danes. It's actually one slightly further east here in the city. But this one here, when I passed at 2 o'clock, was playing some pretty pleasant sounds with the old church bells. So what I thought I'd do is just wait until 3 o'clock to see if they'll do the same thing, on the basis that perhaps it's an hour occurrence. So although my right hand is going slightly numb with the cold, I'm going to stick with it to see if I can get you the bells of St Clement Danes. So this is the sort of second time I've been here at London Aldwych, and some of you might have seen my previous video. And for those that haven't yet seen it, I can show you something just here. This is Marshal of the Royal Air Force, Sir Arthur Harris, of course, Bomber Harris. And there's the gentleman right there, and the clock face is saying 5 to 3, so I'm going to sort of hover lighter with intent just for another 5 minutes, just to see if I can catch the hourly bell ringing. I mean, it may be that they do it at only 2 o'clock and that's it, but what I often find with these filmings, with these recordings, is that I press the stop button and then just a few minutes later something of interest appears. So I'm just going to hold on for 5 minutes till 3 o'clock just to see if I can catch the bells, but just showing you some details at the moment of the Royal Courts of Justice, which is a pretty interesting building, in which various court cases will be decided. So we've walked slightly east of Fleet Street. We're now, slightly east of the Strand, now on London Aldwych, and I'm going to walk down Fleet Street. But it's now showing 3 o'clock almost exactly, so we'll certainly hear 3 bells chiming the hour, but let's see if we can hear some music as well. And you've got there Samuel Johnson, who I have featured in the previous video. so it does look like there won't be any follow-up music, which is a shame. Oh, I spoke too soon.
Makes such a difference.
Thank you for watching. You've been watching Kent Davidson Urban Adventures, and for much more on the great capital city of London, be sure to check my channel. Thank you very much. I'll sign off now, leaving you with the beautiful sound of the bells of St. Clement Danes.